Our next honoree is Kenny Barhanovich. To tell you a little bit more about Kenny, welcome to the stage, Captain Carl Anderson.
For those of us on the committee, these two guys were brought to our attention, and they also represent kind of the essence of this whole deal. Most of us started on little charter boats and been doing it for a long time, fished with our fathers, and both these guys, the same scenario. So we're really, really, really pleased to have all these guys tonight. But Captain Kenny Barhanovich was born and raised on the peninsula of Biloxi, Mississippi. Surrounded by water, it seemed that the choice to make his career on the waters of the Mississippi Gulf was inevitable. At the age of 14, Barhanovich became first mate on the President Kennedy, one of the many trawlers that lined the coast in the late 1950s. She would be the first boat that Barhanovich's father, the late Yankee Barhanovich, would acquire in his charter business. For the next 6 years, Kenny and his father worked to build their business. They changed the boat name to the Miss Hospitality to better appeal to visitors. Fish and fun on the Miss Hospitality would be their signature catchphrase for the next 40-plus years. Kenny worked for Ingalls Shipbuilding for some time to support his wife and 3 daughters, but ultimately returned to his true passion, the charter business. It was at this time that he got his captain's license, and he and his father upgraded to a 51-foot custom sport fishing boat. Kenny faced many obstacles during his career, including the death of his father, numerous hurricanes that affected the charter fishing business in the Gulf. Over 5 decades later, Kenny never gave up on the business he helped his father create. He still enjoys heading out to the waters of the Mississippi Gulf Coast and putting charters on great fish. I'd like to invite Dustin Trossett and Mike McDermott to please come up here and talk a little about Kenny. I got the wrong damn names up here. All right, come on up, Jerry. Jerry Monroe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very simply, it's an honor and privilege to be here before you. I've known both these gentlemen my entire adult life. I've enjoyed many good times with all of them. And, you know, very simply, all I can say is these two guys, and I'm speaking Jay, but Captain Kenny specifically, these guys have put thousands and thousands of smiles on people's faces over the past 40 years of their lives. They truly enjoy what they do, and they're damn good at what they do. They catch fish, they make people happy, and that's what they like to do. They are just, if you ever have a chance to talk to them this evening, they're just jovial, fun people. They really are. They enjoy talking about fishing. They enjoy what they do. But the most part thing is they enjoy making people happy. And they are good at it. Trust me. And the last thing I want to say is I know, without a doubt, both their dads, JP and Ms. Madeline and Mr. Yankee and Ms. Myrtle, they're smiling down upon their children right now. Because I'm going to tell you, they have just done a tremendous job their entire lives, and they're not here to share this with them. And if they were here right now, they'd be the first one in the back going, woo-hoo, love my children. All right? Thank y'all so much, and I'm so proud to be here to be a part of this. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mr. Don Murray, would you please come up here? lot of stories.
All right. Well, thank you. And I'm like Jerry. It's quite an honor to be here. And when I was asked to do this by Bobby Carter, I just wasn't sure what I was going to do or say other than I thought I was going to introduce Kenny. I heard some of the other people before me tell a couple of funny stories. Unfortunately, I've been with Kenny a long time, and some of them I can't tell up here. But anyway, before I get to what I did prepare, I do have one funny story. And as Jerry mentioned, Kenny got into business with his father, Yankee Barhanovich, who was quite an entrepreneur on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. He did things not only in the fishing industry, but as well as promoting Elvis back when he was a no-name. No one knew who this guy was. But aside from that, we had a funny thing, and as a lot of you who have been associated with the charter boat business understand, a lot of it is cash business, you know? And so the favorite thing, and I'll get ahead of myself a little bit, but excuse me, I've been with Kenny since 1973. Not only is he a great captain, he's also my cousin. So I started going along with him just to assist the deckhands. I just enjoyed doing it. I was like the unofficial deckhand. And in the afternoons when we get in, Yankee would be the first one waiting for us to come in. He'd come up to Kenny and he'd say, "How many people did you have?" Kenny'd say, "About 14. And Yankee'd say, "Well, wait a minute. You can't have about 14. You either have 13, you either have 15, or you either have 14. Remember, there was cash involved here. So that was our favorite thing with Yankee. We had the about that many. But again, tell you a little something about Kenny that hadn't already been read. Kenny began his career in 1960 at what was best known back then as a Biloxi Small Craft Harbor. He began as a mate on his father's boat. Back in the day, that was when everyone enjoyed coming down in the afternoons, watching the boat come in. There was a snack bar where you can enjoy, the adults could enjoy their favorite beverages, and the kids sat around and watched them clean the fish. In 1965, the Broadwater Marina opened, which was part of, at that time, the flagship hotel on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, where Kenny stayed until he was until it was destroyed in 2005 by Hurricane Katrina. And as I also mentioned, that was just one of the setbacks that he and Jay had over a number of years. And I also want to say, I want to stop right here and say, I've been knowing, excuse me, I've been fighting a little cold here. But anyway, I've been knowing Jay quite a while too, and I probably got associated with Jay and his family through the charter boat business. We also had the opportunity to sit with Carl and Bark this afternoon and tell stories, and it's amazing over the years, and I'm sure many of you in these rooms are proud of the fact that, you know, people that work for you on your boat, deckhands, mates, have gone on to be better, gone on to maybe pursue the same career as a captain or maybe a private vessel captain. But when we were sitting around this afternoon telling the stories, it was amazing how many people had moved on from Jay's boat, how many people had moved on from Kenny's boat to where they still pursue a career in charter boat and fishing business. But again, Kenny and I, we enjoyed a lot of good times, and there's many stories we could share. But as Kenny went on, the one thing Kenny also had, aside from the love of fishing, is his love of his family. Very, very much, he's a family man. He raised 3 beautiful daughters who are with us tonight, Rachel, Renee, and Jennifer. He and Diane, who had been married, he and Diane, who had been married for over 50 years, have 5 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchildren. And again, his son-in-law, Greg Hebert, who is with us, is a successful charter boat operator in Biloxi, Mississippi, as well as a private captain. Kenny and his family have been an instrumental part on the Mississippi Gulf Coast in promoting the fishing industry as well as the tourist industry. They've been through many ups and downs. The hurricanes, BP oil spill, financial setbacks, the economy, just like many of you in this room have suffered through the same thing. But I want to say, throughout it all, he's persevered. He believes in this industry. He's a pioneer in this industry, as well as the next Biloxi recipient that we're going to hear from later. But he's a great captain, a great family man, and he's a brother to me, like I love him to death.
To accept the Tommy Gifford Award, please welcome Captain Kenny Barhanovich to the stage.
Thank you. I'm not much of a speaker, but I'm a better bullshitter. Yeah. And I can do that with the best of them. One-on-one, I'm hell. But my wife told me not to curse. I started when I was a young kid, and I hated it. I mean, all of my friends, they was going to parties and all summer long, and here's me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting back at 7, 8 o'clock at night, and going to bed at too damn tired. So my daddy was a great man, and he put me in the business to keep me out of trouble. But it was a fun ride. I mean, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I enjoyed pleasing people, and you gotta love what you do. You know, a guy from the newspaper called me and says, "What do you hold us to? I mean, being in the business this long." I said 2 things: you either got to be loving it, either got to love it, or be stupid. So I'm half and half, you know. I mean, I've got a lot of good friends. I've taken a lot of real good people out, James Mansfield, and when I was young, we went out with Hank Williams Sr. My daddy used to be a promoter on the coast. He'd get up there and he'd knock on the door drunk. They'd run him out of the hotel, say, "Move it over, Yankee. I mean, move it over." You know, I tell my brother, "Move over in the bed, because there comes that guy again." You know? So I jump in the bed with my brother, but you know, Biloxi's got a lot of history to it. I'm talking about, you know, Elvis, and we always had something to do in Biloxi. Fishing was great, and we got a different type of fishing than a lot of people got. I mean, we do a lot of trolling, but I was showing the guy at Merritt's a picture of some redfish. He said, "Man, I caught a redfish that big." We catch them trolling. I mean, if you got 10 lines on, I got pictures, me and Jay got pictures of schools of redfish with 10,000 fish in it. Solid gold, you know. And it's a good fishery, you know. And I like to thank everybody. This is not on my bucket list. I had to take something out to put this in, but I'm glad I did. Thank y'all. Okay, thank you.
We're going to have a run together. Congratulations to Captain Kenny.